really weird for me because this is the first movie I've ever watched alone with my friend. Like, the theater was literally empty. So yeah, me and my friend talked during the whole movie because why not? Like, freaking why not? Because there's no one in the theater. What are we supposed to do? Stay quiet while just saying, oh my god, that scene is great. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. If there were people around, don't worry, I am very respectful. But if there's no people, what's the point about being quiet? I'm just being honest with you guys.
Is anybody there?
My ribs are broken. My legs shattered. I'm dead weight.
How flew to Hawaii?
It's like a 2,000-mile shot at a moving target. If you miss Hawaii...
If we miss Hawaii, we die. I can't do this.
You can do anything you put your mind to. I sailed halfway around the world to find you.
I'm not letting you go.
So Adrift, I'm not going to say the director's name because it's very hard to say, but I would say Adrift is took from the director of Everest. You know that movie Everest, the now disaster film that he directed? Pretty decent film. And stars Shailene Woodley and Sam Claflin. This is a movie about this couple. One of them is named Tammy, played by Shailene Woodley. She loves sailing around the world. She loves adventures. Sam Claflin is the one that does sail all over the world, and he loves adventures as well. They came together, they fell in love, until when they go sailing to California, there was this big hurricane, recorded as one of the largest storms of the Pacific, which makes them stranded on sea. And Shailene Woodley has to figure out how to help Sam Claflin's character because his character's leg is broken and his ribs are broken. And also, they have to survive, like every typical survival movie. I was pretty interested in this movie because, you know what? I watched the trailer, I did a trailer reaction to this movie, and I was literally interested. Because I love those two actors, like Shailene Woodley, I loved her in Divergent, even though I don't like Divergent, she was the best part of it. Also, Falling Out Stars and stuff, she's a good actress. Sam Claflin, I liked him only in Me Before You. He was a good actor, so can't wait to see them both in this movie. And I also love survival movies. It's one of my favorite movie genres. I love survival films, especially ones based on true story. My favorite one of all time is 127 Hours with James Franco. One of the most glorious survival films, but it's a really great film as well. James Franco could have won an Oscar for that performance. So, I was very interested in this film. So, what do I think of this movie? Well, I watched this movie, as I said at the start, I watched this movie with my friend, and the theater was completely empty. So, I got my thoughts out of my head and just spoke it out loud. I'm going to say, I really enjoyed Adrift. Now, Adrift is not one of the best survival movies ever. It's not like the best movie of the year. It's not even like an Oscar movie. It's a movie that you think like, you know what, I'm bored. I want to go see a movie. So Adrift is one of those movies. It is a pretty decent survival film. This film does have problems. It wasn't perfect, but let's start with the positives first. First, Shailene Woodley. I think she stole this entire movie. She was fantastic. I think this is one of her best performances in recent years. She did a really good job in the film, and you do feel for her more in this film because, you know what? She's very young in this film, and of course, she's a young girl, so she has to try and figure out how to help Sam Claflin's character because his character is definitely paralyzed, so he can't move, so she has to do things all by herself. So we do feel for her in this film, and she did a really great job in this film, and she's the one I do feel hard for more in this film. Also, Sam Claflin did a pretty good job as well. Like, I've only liked him Me Before You, but in Hunger Games, I just don't remember his character. This movie made me remember Sam Claflin. He did a really great job. I think his performance, you know what? It's very smooth, but also really amazing. And I really loved his performance. He did a really great job in this film. And I buy their chemistry. They have a pretty good chemistry in this film, especially when they're stranded. Their chemistry starts to get better and better and better. And it is really fantastic. And the look of the movie. They actually filmed this in the ocean, what I heard. And yeah, it looks like it's pretty hard to film, especially all the underwater scenes. Yeah, it is pretty hard to film, and I'm very impressed by the cinematography of this movie. This movie looks really good. I really love the look underwater, especially. Those shots are fantastic. I really enjoyed all those shots in this movie, and you know what? The point of shots in movies is that you follow the story, and the shots in movie does tell the story really well, and I really freaking love that. And the survival aspects of the film were really well done. I really enjoyed more of the survival than the romance a little bit more, and that's part of the flaws which I'm going to explain later. But you know what, this movie is very intense in some parts, and this movie has a twist that I did not expect, especially this movie is based on a true story. It makes it more intense, it makes it more deep, and I'm not going to spoil it, but if you watch the movie, you know what I'm going to be talking about. But Adrift does have a bit of flaws in the film. It's not a perfect film, it's just a pretty good time. The flaw with this movie, to me, is the cut and back shots. What I mean by that is that the story movie just focuses on the survival, and then throughout, they tell backstories of the romance, relationships, and all that stuff. It's before the actual events happen. And yeah, it is a bit messy. Like, how they did those shots, it's just like cut back. It's not like dissolved transition. It's more of like, you know, it's like there's a scene of a kid riding a bike and then click, there's a kid in the house. It's kind of like 2 quick cuts and it's like, oh, okay, that's happening. Oh, wait, we're going back to that? Wait. So yeah, the first 3 minutes of that is very messy. And it's not like one of those things that I just want to rant on it. It's just, they could have just fixed the transitions a little bit more, or they could have told the backstory more effectively and make it more sense, because it's like, there are some backstories that feel like, what's the purpose of that backstory? What's the purpose? And it does really make me sick a little bit more. Also, the romance in the film, the first half of the film, the romance with the backstories were just too much, like very too much. It's not like I said I hate the romance between them two because it's based on a true story. There are just some moments in the backstory that I just think they shouldn't put in the film. What's the purpose of that? And it is a little bit cheesy, the romance at times. And I know it's a true story. I get it. They did all this stuff. And that's what makes me not rant about it too much, because it's based on a true story. But they just could have fixed that a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. And there are some parts that did really bore me with those backstories, and it did show a bit too much of it. Also, this movie felt a bit long. It is an hour and 30 minutes long, but it felt like 2 hours. So they could have shown some parts of the film a little bit. What I think they should have done is just make the story like they did in Trailer. Make the starter trailer, them having a fun life, and then the storm. Just make it in that order. Like, I know they're trying to do something different with a survival film, and I get that, but it just didn't work for me in this film. But overall, I did enjoy Adrift. I think it's a really good survival film. If you want to see a decent survival film, Adrift is for you. I would buy it because this movie is great looking. I love them too. The chemistry was really well done from the survival aspects. The survival aspects were really fantastic. Just, yeah, there are some backstories and cut flashbacks that I just think that shouldn't happen in this film. I'm definitely going to give Adrift a B. So guys, let me know down below if you have seen Adrift. Do you like the movie or hate the movie? Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day.